Okay, check. Mic check. Kenny King, what's going on? Raider Nation, what is up? Shout out to the chat. Already jumping in. We had somebody jumping in here in this live chat on YouTube. I think it's Raider Joker. They jumped in here, man. It was like 2 hours ago. So shout out to the live chat getting started early. But this show is being brought to you by RaidersBeat.com, Blue Wire Podcast, and of course BetOnline.ag. Make sure you visit their website using promo code BlueWire. And the live chat's actually working on the live stream. I'm surprised. So joining me, my favorite guest, my co-host,
Kenny King, real talk.
Kenny. What's up, man?
What's up, dog? Just another day in paradise. Another day enjoying this, getting live, and ready to talk some Raiders football. What's good, brother?
Yes, sir, man. It's been kind of a busy couple weeks for me getting all this stuff together. And now I'm just doing a lot of honey-dos around the house. I hate this, no sports to, make an excuse. I feel like on Sundays or on the weekends and stuff, you can be like, oh, I got to go watch the game, or, oh, this game's on, honey. Sorry, I can't do it. But we're stuck with nothing. Like, the wives know we have nothing to do. So honey-dos it is for the last, 3 months.
Yeah, I tried to throw on some old games and try to play that off like something was going on, and they weren't buying it at all. So I was like, no, game's on. She's like, you already know the outcome to this game. I said, no, something might change. Who knows? They may call it differently. They may actually say that Renfro was in the Denver game and things go differently and we end up in the playoffs, but it didn't, and I'm sitting here doing projects around the house.
Man, don't be bringing up bad memories, guys. Don't be bringing up bad memories. So shout out to the live chat. Ooh, shout out Watts Raider. I'm glad you just hit us with that donation. I appreciate that donation. And we need to collaborate soon. You need to jump on with us. And we're going to be going live soon on Kenny King's channel. Kenny King, tell us about it, man. YouTube. Live on Kenny King YouTube channel. Watts Raider. Maybe we can work something out, huh?
Yo, I'm all down. I'm down for that. We're going to start launching some live shows on my channel. We're going to do Thursday nights. Starting not this coming up Thursday, but the following Thursday. So just adding some more content out there for you guys, putting some out Thursday nights. Me and Cody will be doing our thing sporadically on Saturdays, and then obviously we'll also be doing the post-game shows on Sundays as well. So gonna have some content out there for you.
Good stuff, man. Now, I appreciate the donation right now, Watson. You might think it's going to me in this show, but it's not, actually. This is something I wanted to explain. All Super Chats tonight, every single Super Chat, is going to be going to Greater Youth Sports. And this is something, Kenny King, man, we've been talking about this a lot, right? We already put it out on Twitter. We put it out on all the social medias, and started spreading this thing because we have a $5,000 goal for this Greater Youth Sports Association, and they're based in Las Vegas, right? So Raider Nation, this is our new home. And we're going through all these issues right now around the world, right? Whether that was starting from the pandemic or starting to now, all of us getting together and we're trying to fight the battle of social injustice. And while the adults can handle that, right? No matter what's going on, I feel like the first people that are affected immediately, of course, this stream had to reset. Let's see if it's going to reset. We do this every week. Interesting. So, I wonder if I cut out right there on the spot. Sorry, Raider Nation, get my stuff back together here. There we are. Okay, I think we're back in business. I don't know why I need to start setting a warning, and I don't know why it does that, but refresh the page, and it gets back up and going. I need to start a warning right off the bat. It's frustrating. I don't know why it does that. But anyways, Kenny King, we're trying to take this, right, and you take a $5,000 donation. $5,000 donation.
Yep. And
that will take over a whole nother school for Greater Youth Sports Association. Now, what's great about this is, right, I mean, the cost of sports, right? I mean, I raced, I did weird stuff. I raced BMX, stuff like that. That gets expensive. But even just a normal sport, you're playing baseball. I was just talking to my brother. My nephew's in baseball. And it's like every year you're buying a new bat, you're buying a new helmet, you're buying a new glove, you need new cleats, you need all this stuff. Oh, I need the arm sleeve, I need to look cool, I need all this new stuff. It adds up quick. And on average, a parent will spend $693 per kid, per sport, per year. It's wild. So if you got a 2-sport athlete kid that's dedicated and you want to hook your kid up with stuff, you're spending on average, I mean, $1,400 just about. So Greater Youth Sports, they take an after-school program. They actually plug in with the schools, and this is what's great. It's not just some sports thing. I'm sorry, guys, it cut out. You guys can't hear me if you still haven't refreshed, but you're supposed to refresh. I need to start warning everybody. Anyways, you take basically your kid, you put them in this program, and they join the program just like any other school sport, except it's not hosted by the school, it's hosted by Greater Youth Sports for only $42 a kid. $42 a kid for 3 sports, right? Flag football, soccer, and basketball. Absolutely nuts, Kenny King.
It's
crazy.
a huge. I mean, it's a huge service. It's a huge savings for these families. We see a lot of underserved youth that have the ability to play sports, that don't always get the scholarship offers, that don't always get the sponsorships, that sometimes don't have the opportunity to play because they're in a big family. This gives these kids an opportunity to get out there, play these sports, showcase their talent, have some fun, build a camaraderie around these kids. I mean, we all know, us as sports fans, some of us as athletes, me, myself, I played at Division I level. So, it's all about building that camaraderie, and nothing builds it like sports. We talk about, tolerance. We talk about education. We talk about bringing up the youth. The best way to do it is sports. You see some of the most successful people in the world, in corporations, in industry. Those are people that were either athletes, that were either military, that had some kind of structure in their life. So this gives them the ability to start out at an early age, and it gives all these children the opportunity to do so that they wouldn't have otherwise. Exactly.
So we set this goal, right? And they hit a milestone already last year, which was amazing. The first time I talked to Devontae, his name's Devontae Woodson. He's a co-founder, and his wife Annalise. The first time I talked to Devontae, I just wanted to know. I'm like, hey, like, how big is this program? Like, how many kids do you guys get? And he said last year they hit a milestone of over 1,100 kids, right? And their milestone was 1,000. So this year they want to up it. And the goal that I have set is $5,000 that we're going to raise by July 4th, by Al Davis's birthday. I want to be able to submit to Greater Youth Sports $5,000, which is enough to take over a whole nother school and 120 kids to play these 3 sports for only $42. That's, providing the equipment, the services, everything that they need to be able to put together a whole program. So if you feel led to jumping in here, RaiderCody.com/GreaterYouth, you can donate. It's a PayPal setup. Get in there, donate. And every super chat, I hope I don't miss any super chats from here on out, but every super chat, every donation right now is going to go into that Greater Youth Sports donation. But enough of that for now. Greater Youth Sports shout out. Just trying to make our difference, right, Kenny King? Just trying to do our thing.
Just trying to make a difference in any way that we can. Obviously we want to focus on, ways that we can help underserved youth. We want to look at ways that we can empower the Black community. Obviously there's a lot of things going on in this world. There's a lot of things with social injustice. We feel, Cody, you and I talked about this a lot, and the conversations that we have in depth don't even get put out because we talk so much. But
yeah,
we talk about how we can use our platform to bring awareness and to bring knowledge, and educating the youth, bringing up the youth. Doing something sports related, doing something also, in the Las Vegas area where the Raiders are going to be playing. It all ties into our beliefs, our values, supporting a Black business. There's a lot of things that I feel strongly about it that I know that you as well, and I'm not going to speak for you, but, there's a lot of things that, that kind of drew my attention to it when you brought it to me. So I'm really excited about it. I think this is something that, we'll probably, I know myself, I'll probably do more with after we do, after we reach our $5,000 goal. But, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, there's definitely some long-term plans here that we're going to look forward to. Shout out Kenny King. And you know what, brother? You can right now in this scenario and what's going on right now, you can speak for me. So I'm here, I'm listening, and we're learning. So we're going to get into some Raiders football, guys. Before we get into that, make sure if you're listening for the first time or watching for the first time, subscribe, hit those bell notifications. Do not miss these live streams because we'll be going live after every game this season. It's going to be something new, something interesting. I don't know if any other Raider show does this. If they do, I am jealous because This is something I wish I could have did sooner, but we're on top of it. Kenny King. First thing I'd like to talk about, like there's a few things I wanted to talk about a little bit, but first one, I guess, was the biggest headline this week. Was it this week? Yeah, early this week, I believe. Might have been Monday. Yeah. Lynn Bowden Jr. has a little run-in with the DEA at a family member's house. What's your take on that whole situation?
It's one of those situations where you have to look at, if you jump to conclusions after looking at the first headline, everything looks horrible, right? They say Lynn Bowden handcuffed and is questioned by the DEA at his house. I believe that's what they said. Mm-hmm. And then as things came out, as more stories came out, retractions happened. Other statements were made by his agent, by his mom. We come to find out that it's a house owned by his grandma. He doesn't live there. He was there, but there were no arrests made. He wasn't one that was detained. And so it as the story progressed, you start to feel a little bit better about it. I'm looking at it like, oh man, what happened? What's going on now? Another issue with the Raiders. Like this is our karma, right? We can't have nice things. Yeah. As things seem to progress, it looked to be more of a non-issue than anything. Obviously, when the DEA is involved, it's always something that draws concern. It's always something that causes concern. But it looks to be that there's a non-issue. It looks like the team's aware. His agent has made a statement. But we'll see later on, but it looks like it should be a non-issue.
Shout out to Eddie in the chat. He says grandma's got the hookup. Oh man, because it is crazy. Yeah. They're seizing guns and whatnot. And it just seemed to be, maybe friends, family, old family, just like you said, wrong place, wrong time, nothing that he was doing. If I understood right, I believe he was there with his, kid, right? Yeah. His boy that he loves obviously probably very much. So it was nothing like he was there doing anything weird. He just so happened to be there, got cuffed. Everything seemed to be good to go. So Lynn Bowden Jr., no issues. Let's just stay away from grandma's. Invite grandma over to your house next time. So, interesting. Lynn Bowden Jr., I always just kind of go back to that, innocent until proven guilty. Let's get the full story. Let's see what happened. And sure enough, by the end of the day, everything kind of made sense. Hey, and that happens, right? That happens.
I follow that unless it's a chief.
Yeah, and then well, that's smart actually. We got some lessons that we could teach right now to this live stream.
Unless it's Tyreek Hill, then you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
If it's Tyreek Hill, then you're guilty.
You're guilty. And you're not going to get proven. No, I'm just kidding. But I will say that was probably the first headline of this week. That was scary. And with no sports going on, of course, that's what everybody absorbed to. But shout out now to my guy wearing the T-shirt here, Henry Ruggs III. Yeah. And we got some good news on him, too. Yes. Right? No major injury. It's kind of just what we expected. A little puncture, some stitches, kept some weight off. Whenever I read, Kenny, that he was in crutches, I'm like, here we go. And that was before the Lynn Bowden thing. I'm like, here we freaking go. I talked to Eddie Borsili about it last week. And it's just like you get this star player issue PTSD whenever you're a part of Raider Nation. And it was just frustrating. I'm just like, we can't freaking catch a break. But wrong place, wrong time. So if there's any extra donation money from GYSA, maybe we'll put that into a U-Haul truck and a couple workers the next time his friends want to move. Yes. We'll send them over there.
Yeah, well, hey, Ruggs is going to have... He's going to have the first round money, so we'll have him. We'll put into his clause, get Mac to put into his contract that he can't move anybody, but the Raiders will take care of it all because we don't need to risk that. And also, while we're at it, we'll keep everybody away from any cryotherapy, any cryogenics, or anything like that.
Oh yeah, that's not going to happen.
Sorry, I'm bringing up PTSD for everybody today.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. I'm going to have flashbacks. Oh man, this is terrible.
I'm only doing that. I'm only saying that because I made the mistake. I didn't even make the mistake. I trolled Antonio Brown yesterday on Instagram, and he trolled me back by posting one of the videos that I posted last year on his Snapchat.
Oh, I did see that. Man, he just threw you out there like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I got PTSD on that one a little bit. You know what? I gotta respect the troll game. At least I didn't get a bag of gummy stuff thrown at me.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd troll me, but he's had me blocked now for almost a year. It's almost a year. You know, we're coming up on a year anniversary on that, but more importantly, we're coming up this is almost, what is this, episode 92, maybe? 92, 93, somewhere around there. So coming up on 100. We're getting close. That's a better milestone. Let's talk about those kind of milestones. But we're going to take some questions from the chat. In the meantime, I want to sit here and kind of like drool over the Henderson HQ. Saw some more pictures today of the inside. Dude, makes me want to actually work out, and I don't work out.
That place it's nice. I mean, the facilities are fantastic. You can look at everything. I mean, look, the Alameda facility was nice, you know, for what it was. But you look at this Henderson facility, and this is a state-of-the-art NFL facility. You know, when you look at some of these guys that are coming out of schools, Ruggs coming out of Alabama, you know, that facility is one of the greatest facilities in all of sports. So when you're bringing guys in that are coming from those types of facilities, you look at this Henderson location, and it's insane. I was looking at Farrell. He had posted some stuff on his IG, a walkthrough, and I shared it on my Twitter. It's just phenomenal. I mean, the indoor fields, the locker room, the outdoor fields. I mean, there's just everything that you possibly need, everything you could possibly want, they will have here. So any player that's out there that is looking for a team that has a nice facility, we've got it.
We got it. We've never really been able to say that either.
No. I mean, not even – look, I mean, when we talk about the Coliseum, right, the Coliseum was great for us fans. You know, it's got character, right? It's not a place that you would pin up on a wall and say, this is the most beautiful thing that I ever seen, if you're talking about it as what it is. But as a Raider fan, being part of the Raider Nation, growing up in that Coliseum, that was one of the most beautiful places ever because of the history, because of the feeling that you got when you went into it, because of the camaraderie that you had with the fans, because of the overflowing troughs, because of the long beer lines. Everything about it had character, right? What we have now is not only can we talk about the character, not only can we talk about the tradition, but now we can actually show something that represents the history of this team. This is a team that has a rich history. This is a team that has 3 Super Bowl championships. This is a team that has so many Hall of Famers. This is a team that deserves nice things, and finally we have some nice things to show for it.
Good stuff. So like I said, we're going to take some questions here from the chat. First one that I'm seeing popped up. How do you guys feel about special teams? Which rookies will have an impact on special teams? Shout out Raider Mike. You're in here frequently. Happy to take this topic because there's a new rule right now. Whenever it comes to punt returns, they're like taking on that like have to make a football move, right? You can't just be like as soon as the ball touch him, like hits his chest, he's getting cracked. So maybe that opens up an opportunity to see like if a team has like a Henry Ruggs or something to throw him back there if it's a little safer. And I don't know, maybe is this something that what kind of, oh, you know what, actually real quick, shout out to the chat, Oku in there, our guy, our photographer down in Las Vegas covering the Raiders practice like all off season. Shout out to my guy, keeping us informed during this dire time. But back to the topic at hand. Do you see maybe like a Rico Gafford or, you know, those like lower end, bottom of the depth chart wide receivers? Do you see them getting rotated out for maybe now finally their star wide receiver like we used to see, right? You'd see like those Antonio Browns back there. You'd see sometimes Odell Beckham back there. It used to be even bigger back in the day, but now it doesn't hardly ever happen. Are we going to finally get back to seeing some stars returning punts and big plays happening on special teams?
I don't know if we see our star receivers returning punts, but what I do see is I see that we may have a guy that you make a star special teams player. You know, you look at a guy like Lynn Bowden Jr., who's going to be kind of that joker role where he's going to be playing everywhere on the field. He's a guy that you could put back there and return punts. You put back there and return kicks. You know, we had Hunter out there last year, and I think that with, you know, Hunter being our slot guy and our probably one of the most consistent receivers that we have on the team, you don't want to put him back there because you saw what happened when he got hurt last year. Rico Gafford's another guy that you'd want to put back there. He's got the speed. What we had with Dwayne Harris as a returner is Dwayne Harris had the cerebral ability to analyze every situation and analyze the playbook before the kick even went off. That's why he was so good, and that's why he was able to make the plays that he has. But I think now you need a dynamic playmaker. I think that Lynn Bowden, I think that Rico Gafford. I don't foresee them putting Ruggs back there just because of the investment that they made on him. But I definitely do see them putting some speed and some talent back there.
Good stuff. For a question from actually one of our moderators, 509 Raider, about rookies not being out there. I believe, and I can be corrected, but I think Amik Robertson and Damon Arnett out there at practice maybe a day or two ago. Interesting to see how that goes. Hey, shout out to Sonjoku. We got a super chat. I'm happy to help out the kids. Nice job. Hey, appreciate that. That's amazing. I wish you would have asked a question along with that. We would have answered it, but we appreciate every dollar counts, guys. This is a $5,000 goal. $5,000 we're trying to raise to help kids play 3 sports during their 2020-2021 school year. And yes, Hoku can confirm Zay's been putting in a ton of work. Zay's been out there since day one, right? That's where the workout started, was DC to Zay Jones. And our wide receiver room, this is something that it was kind of like, even last year, like we felt like our wide receiver room was going to get loaded. Well, turns out it didn't. And where we found ourselves kind of kicking ourselves was chemistry with the wide receivers. And we didn't have enough wide receivers there that had enough chemistry with our quarterback. Zay Jones has some freaking chemistry brewing right now with our quarterback. And, I mean, he's got a chance. Like, I'm not saying he's going to go out there and beat out Tyrell or Henry Ruggs or Hunter Renfrow in the slot. But if something happens and we get, in this big spread offense, Zay Jones can come in there as just this wild card option. You know what I mean? Like one of those things where maybe he just gets a couple targets a game, but they're going to be clutch, chemistry-driven targets. And Zay looks fast and looks like he's getting separation and getting looks. And when DC has trust in a wide receiver, that's whenever they start making plays. I mean, you don't got to be a superstar. All it takes is just gaining that trust from Derek Carr. So, man, shout out Zay Jones. Shout out to this entire freaking football team right now for making practice happen. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that each time you look at these guys going out there, there's more and more players out there. You've got everybody from, Zay Jones to Jason Witten, who's out there working out. And so, I mean, these guys are putting in the time, they're putting in the work, they're building the chemistry. They're building something out there, and we've been talking about this, and we've been preaching it for the past couple of years now. That it takes time, right? Obviously there were some things that happened last year. Some things happened during the season that didn't go the way that we wanted to go. But you're looking at the chemistry being built. You're starting to see some continuity. You're looking to see places being put of the puzzle into place. This team is getting better on paper. Obviously, we don't know what this team is going to look like on the field yet. But the chemistry is there. The camaraderie is there. That's a huge component. We look at, this team before, realistically, the last time Derek had this kind of camaraderie with his receivers and this kind of chemistry with his receivers was with Crabtree. And so, if we can build that, if we can get, few guys on this team, which it looks like we're going to have more than a few, but a few receivers, a few skill players, tight ends, running backs that have that chemistry, that opens things up. We talk about comfortability. We talk about, quote unquote, playing scared. We talk about quote unquote confidence. All of those things go hand in hand. If you're confident in your receiver that he's going to go up and get the ball, you're going to throw that ball more times than not. If you're not confident, you're going to hesitate and you may throw a different pass. I think if you're a coach, you're going to call more plays if you're confident in your team. If you have a bunch of guys that you brought in, mid-season that don't really know the playbook, and you have half your team that's hurt, you may not do those sort of things. So I'm excited to see what happens with this offense. I'm excited to see, how they turn it up. I'm also really excited to see what happens with this defense. We added a lot of key players in the areas that we needed. We added some linebackers. We added some corners. We added some safeties. We added some defensive linemen. We added players where we needed help, and we added players that are going to help in the ways that we needed. Tahir Whitehead was a great motivator. He was a good player, good locker room guy, but he wasn't great. He wasn't somebody that was going to be able to turn over a game. Corey Littleton is going to be that guy. Nick Witkowski is going to be that guy. We have guys on this defense that are going to be able to turn things around. And so I'm excited about that aspect of it.
100%, Kenny King. You sound fired up, man. You're sitting. I'm sitting here. I'm just like kind of just get a little antsy. It's hard because it's what month is it? Middle of June, and it's like
middle of June.
We're just like sitting here. We're not going anywhere, right? But shout out one of the comments. We're going to shut up a lot of naysayers. And the first thing that popped in my head was we freaking better, because we've been telling them naysayers for how many years we're going to shut them up. It's about freaking time. I want to shut them up already. I got some stuff I want to rub in their face. It's one of those things, man. Oh, man. It's just long overdue, right? For me, I can't speak for everybody, even though like someone likes to say I'm the voice of the fans, whatever, or a voice, right? Anyways, I can only speak for myself, and I can say that, in my opinion, I'm obnoxious. And can you agree with that, Kenny King?
Oh, you're certainly obnoxious. That's why I love you, though. I mean,
and I want to be obnoxious. I want to be freely obnoxious.
Here's the thing. Everybody that's listening to this right now, if you don't know, 99.9% of the time, Cody is trolling. I mean, there's some kind of intent behind it, and there's obviously truth and feelings behind it, but he's trolling. He knows that it's going to mess with you. He knows that you're going to feel some type of way about it, and so he's going to have fun with it. That's what we do. I mean, that's what we do on this podcast. Yes. Do we sugarcoat things? Hell yeah, we do. Because I'm not going to sit here and be pissed off the whole time and do all that. I have a stressful job. I get on this podcast to talk Raiders football and have fun and interact with my friends and interact with Raider fans and do that. So, that's what we do. And that's what I'm here to do. But, I am excited. And I really do hope that this season we get to shut some people up, because I think that, you have a new city, a new stadium, new facilities, new players on the team, a fired up team. Things didn't end the way that we wanted them to end last year. Anybody will tell you that. Anybody on that team that was on that team last year, top to bottom, will tell you that. From Derek Carr to Nathan Peterman to John Gruden to Mike Mayock to the janitor that was breakdancing in the locker room. Hey, everybody on that team will tell you that nothing ended. Oh, he was. But everybody will tell you that it didn't end the way they wanted it to. And now is an opportunity to go in and shut a lot of people up. And that's what I'm excited about. That's all we can do. That's all we can do is get excited. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, we're going to start the season off and we're going to end 4-12 and it's me. Why? I'm going to get excited. I'm going to say we're going to go 19-0. Are we going to go 19-0? Hell no, we're probably not going to go 19-0.
Yes, we are, King King. What the heck?
But I'm going to say that we are. I'm going to say that we are, because I'm going to fire myself up. And then if I get let down, I get let down, whatever.
My thing is, it's like, how, like, I can't just, like, every Sunday I wake up, I think to myself, like, the Raiders can get a W today. I don't care who we're playing. I really don't care who we're playing. I feel like, I wake up every Sunday or Monday or Thursday, whatever the game is, and I'm like, Raiders can get this W. I don't care if we don't have a win on the season in past years. I feel like we can get that win. So whenever you ask me for a record prediction, how am I going to predict a loss if I wake up every freaking game day thinking we can win? So,
right.
It's one of those things. It gets a little touchy whenever it comes to record predictions, but I think we got 10 plus wins in us, and I think we can prove those naysayers wrong. And now we got someone in the chat here who's bugging me. I want a shout out, okay? Andy Veray. And I was going to give you a shout out, and then he pointed out I was growing my hair out. And then you're the second person. Kenny King just told me this last night. I think I'm almost there. Might get a mullet at this point. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my hair. He says he's going to grow his hair out too. It's getting weird. The conversation is getting weird. Are we sleeping on Arden Key?
Ooh.
I am. Want me to start? I mean, kind of. Like, yeah, you can start, but I just want him to prove it to me. But go ahead.
Here's my thing with Key. I love the idea of Arden Key. And the reason I say I love the idea of Arden Key is because I haven't seen enough. And I want to see more. He was hurt. His rookie year, he was there a lot. He was getting to the quarterback. He just wasn't closing. Last year, we started to see him closing in. We saw him get a sack, and everybody got excited, and he got hurt. I think that, obviously he's on a hot seat. You look at this team, you look at what they've brought in, and you look at what Gruden has done in the past and what Gunther has done in the past with guys that aren't on the field. And I say this all the time: your best ability is your availability. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, if you're not on the field, if you're in the training room, if you're injured, if you're not able to get those reps in practice, they're going to find somebody who can. And they brought in Carl Nassib. They brought, Cleveland Farrell is coming in. I think he's 285 this season. He put on the size. Max Crosby is Max Crosby. And so those are some of the things that we look at. Is Arden going to make the squad? Is Arden on the hot seat? Yeah, he is. It's very similar to Eddie Vanderdoes last year, where if you don't hit the field, there's no way to evaluate that talent, and the coaches need to go with who is going to be there. Do I want to see Arden Key succeed? Hell yes. Do I want to see him as a Raider? Absolutely. I think that he brings a unique ability to this team. I think that he brings that pass rush that we need. He brings a lot of speed, and he's definitely a guy that I would like to see. But it's an intriguing question to me.
It is. You'll see him, I think, getting rotated in there on third downs here and there, right? I mean, that's kind of what his role has been kind of reduced to, is a third down pass rusher, when he knows there's nothing else to happen but a passing play on offense. The dude gets off the line, and he can bend, he can get around the edge, he can set the edge. Either way, I mean, the dude gets there. He's the almost sack leader of the last 3 years. All right. I mean, that's kind of what I've been calling him every single year. He's there. It's I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen Arden Key on the quarterback, and he just doesn't bring him down. And that's okay. That, you work those things out. It's the people that you can't get to the quarterback. What's his name on the Broncos? I forget his name. He was tweeting at me a few weeks ago. He played for us.
Oh, Brandon Marshall?
No, he's a defensive lineman. I forget his name.
Oh,
he tipped that pass. Yeah, him. When you can't pass rush, so you just stand back and just start trying to deflect the ball. Yeah, as long as he's not in that situation, then we're good.
Yeah.
And no shade thrown. I mean, I called you.
That was my
go-to.
That was my go-to on screens, though. I used to love to do that on screens, but hey.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't work when you're a Bronco, but they did beat us that game, so.
Yeah, we let them. Kind of gave up. We're not going to talk about that. We're not talking about old things. Oh man. We're going to wrap this thing up, guys, here in a few minutes. So if there's any last comments, and if there's any last chance, guys, I'm telling you, this is I'm a little disappointed tonight, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I just, I want a little bit more. And Brandon Marshall has been at practice, Las Vegas native. I think he's still trying to. He didn't play for a team last year. I don't think he didn't end up signing back anywhere.
We brought him. We
brought him in.
We signed him. We brought him in. We released him. We brought him back.
Yes, and then we released him again.
And then we released him again.
Oh, so terrible.
He's got the Paul Butler treatment.
Man. Yeah, can he come? We kind of have a slot there. But anyways, okay, back to what I was trying to get to here. Greater Youth Sports Association. Any last donations? If you're listening, this is going to be on podcast form. So if you're listening to the podcast right now, and you want to donate, and you can donate just not right now. No, I mean, it doesn't have to be in the super chat. You don't have to let everybody know your donation. You can go to RaiderCody.com/GreaterYouth, and that will pretty much, send you to the spot you need to make the donation, whatever you feel is right. Whether it's $1, $2, some handful of people, $100, awesome, amazing. Every donation does not get overlooked. So if you look to help out some kids in after school sports, show the youth of Las Vegas what Raider Nation is all about. Let's grow some Raider fans, because Kenny King, like you said, you want to do some things with him even after this is all said and done. So do I. Maybe we make our presence more felt around these kids, and we grow some kids that love the Raiders because they helped
Yeah.
their fan base, right? Like, think about this as a kid. Like, you grew up a Raiders fan. You can tell somebody, why are you a Raiders fan? You'd be like, well, for one, I live in Vegas, but for two, the fan base, whenever I was a kid, raised money to help me play sports. That'd be awesome.
It's huge. It goes a long way. And, guys, also remember, and girls, I know that I'm not going to discriminate, but, with the donation too, if you guys can, share it, hit that retweet on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you follow me on Facebook, go ahead and hit a share on there. But sharing, that helps. It creates visibility. That's one of the things that, I'm trying to stress is that, whatever we can do to help, these kids, I'm trying to help. I know that Cody's trying to help. I know that you guys, you've been doing a great job. I appreciate all the donations. I know the Greater Youth Sports Association really is appreciated.
Yeah.
They've been reaching out to us and just like, hey, appreciate what you guys are doing. It's huge, and I think the biggest thing is knowing that it's for kids. It's for the kids, and yeah.
Good stuff. It's just too much good stuff. We're gonna keep talking about this. I don't want to overwhelm you guys tonight, but there is a comment that popped in here that I've been kind of waiting for all off season. We're gonna wrap it up. I guess this will probably be our last topic before we close out. And this is from West Coastin'. Let's go, West Coast, the best coast.
Yep.
Was hoping we'd sign Dion Jordan.
Yeah.
Same. Like, why not? I mean, Carl Nassib. Okay, cool. Like, that's a good signing, but why not Dion Jordan? I feel like he proved it. At the end of the year, he started growing chemistry. He was getting to the quarterback. Can we still bring him in?
There's two guys that I'd like to bring back. One is Dion Jordan. Two is Will Compton.
Yes, let's go.
I think that both of those guys showed at the end of the season that they earned a spot on the team. Dion made some great plays, and Will made some great plays. When Will came in the final 3 games wearing the green dot, the defense got better. I know that he wouldn't start, but he's definitely a guy that you would love to have in for depth. He's a natural leader. He knows the defense. He's familiar. He's got a good reputation with the players on that team. And then you look at Dion Jordan. The guy's a freak. I mean, he can rush the passer. He can stop the run. He can do everything that you ask him to do. He's a guy that can come in on situational downs. He is definitely somebody I would love to see. I would love to see back.
Yeah, and just like the chat said, that wasn't a free shout out. Will knows he will get billed for that later.
Oh yeah.
Hoku coming in with James Cowser, huh? That's been the dude. Linebacker switched last year, defensive end, right? I believe he started going defensive. He's kind of like one of those guys. I think that's like all over the box.
Yeah.
But a dude that's like kind of always there. Is he's not on the roster? He wasn't on the roster last year either, right? Is he still maybe working out with a team? Interesting. We got some options. How about Clay Matthews is still on the market, right?
Is he? Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been checking up on free agents.
Clay Matthews is on the market. Jadeveon Clowney's on the market.
Jadeveon Clowney's got I don't know what's going on with him. Like, is he trying to get Khalil Mack money and just won't settle for less?
You know what? I think he's just trying. I think that Clowney's trying to do what a lot of veterans at that point of their career are trying to do and just miss training camp.
Let's go. So we're going to close this thing out. Shout out to the chat. Chat was very active tonight. I was very proud. Very proud. And shout out to everyone that's going back and listening on the podcast form. This is kind of our new two-headed monster. We're going to be unleashing this thing post-games. So if you haven't already, make sure you go in and you subscribe. You hit those little bell notifications. You get all of the notifications, should I say, for any future videos and all of our live streams. Should be some good stuff. I look forward to what is growing here at Kenny King. Why don't you, real talk style, man, why don't you close this thing out for us?
Man, Raider Nation, I appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate what you guys are doing to help us support Greater Youth Sports Association. As you know, it's for the kids. Love to take care of the kids. But hey, Raider Nation, we got a lot that's coming up. Obviously, I told you we're dropping my live shows. We're going to be doing Cody's live shows. We're going to be doing the post game. There's a lot of content that's going to be coming out. Make sure that you check me out on my YouTube. It's Kenny King. You can't miss me. I got my ugly mug up there. But we have a lot that's dropping. We have a lot of content that's coming out. We have a lot to be fired up about. Training camp is coming up right around the corner. It's going to hit us sooner than we think. Season is going to be upon us. Start thinking about what we are going to do for that home opener. September 21st, we're facing the Saints or the Aints. We remember what happened last time we played them. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm going to continue to get fired up, and I'm going to keep talking.
Good stuff, Raider Nation. Until not next week. We might take a week off, guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Later.